The work with Eva was the same basic work that you have to do with every artist, which is you have to help them discover what is causing them to not make all of the vocal choices or musical choices or artistic choices they'd like to make. And then, once you can discover what that is, then you start giving exercises that bridge that gap.
Yeah, we did a lot of levels, a lot of different ways. We started with songs that she knew and tried to sort of find a way that she could connect with those songs that she was already using and already performing. But then we expanded her repertoire. And that's another thing we do is we suggest repertoire. We try to come up with songs, cover songs that she can identify with and grow with. But then one of the really lovely things, and this is very important nowadays for artists, we also helped her write some of her own songs. We were a vehicle for her. That's something I worked with on her, was getting some lyrics that were meaningful, how to shape lyrics, how to create a message in a song, what kind of music, instrumental music should go with that particular song, and how she could develop that. And wow, has she grown all the way to her own album.
What I wanted to make sure we did on this album was that the technique that she's been working with me and Greg, that she was able to use it to express what she was trying to say on every song. So in other words, we were giving a lot of meaning to the technique that she's been perfecting for so long. Not just high notes, but high notes sung a particular way to suit really her particular needs in her song. So we did a lot of lyric analysis, trying to really understand what each lyric meant.
The integration of doing vocal technique, performance technique, and style and musicality technique was rather simple because we don't do it any other way. It has to be done that way. Because if you are going to be an effective artist, you have to have a vocal opinion. You have to have a performance opinion. You have to have a musical or stylistic opinion. And the only way that those opinions can come about in the most effective way is you have to have a reliable technique, a usable technique that'll make that happen. And so it was very easy, integrating all of that because that's what we already do.
Yeah, well, we really were just trying to experiment because, she's worked so hard at getting her voice to expand, getting more control over her voice, whether that's volume or how high or how low she sings, and making it easy. It gave us a lot of possibility. So we just experimented and said, well, here on this lyric, you mean this. Let's see what that sounds like, and let's try this. And so we would try different things, and sometimes from week to week, we might even change things that we liked the week before. But we did a lot of experimentation, and it was a lot of fun. Because, like I said, she has so many possibilities, and she's very quick. Her thought process is quick, and she's extremely creative. So it really was a lot of fun. I particularly loved the music, and so I was very inspired. She asked me to write the backing vocals, so I wrote a lot of the backing vocals. Some of them she had already written, and they were really good, and we kept them in there. And then I added some other things of my own, and then she recorded them herself. So it was a lot of fun.
It feels like I'm I'm on my own. Is there a place to go home? Yeah. It feels like I. Sorry. No. Yeah.
So here's what you've got to learn. You've got to learn to get in and get out.
Yeah.
It's like you say what you need to say, and then you keep saying it. It's like, no, say what you need to say and get out. Feels like I'm all alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there a place called home?
Wow. I already like the ideas.
You know, finding any artist's singing style can be rather difficult, but what made it very, very easy is the fact that with this team that we have, we all were on the same page even before we met with the artist. How we did that was we actually spoke to each other. We started talking about the things that we wanted to see, regardless of who the artist was. We wanted to see happen with their artistry. And so, you know, whether it was with Rhonda or Monique, myself, or even Sam, we were all on the same page even before we met with the artist. So that when we did meet with the artist, it became very clear to us what we had to do to help them.
Light of darkness feels myself feeling sorrow, no vulnerability.
Whoa, no, don't sing that, Hetty.
Okay. I was scared to do that.
Well, no, I understand. Test it out, test her out, see what she's gonna do.
Okay.
And I wouldn't do your beginning ad-libs that heady either.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you know, I'm going to say something. Maybe you'll understand it, maybe you won't. But when we have the full richness of your voice, it's so wonderful that when you do that lighter, headier mix, we're only getting maybe a fifth of what your voice has to offer, and it's a shame. Mm-hmm. And it's missing. You can feel that there's something missing. And so that's why we're prompting you to do this, because it just really feels like there's something missing to your voice. And it's not really missing. It's just you didn't use it. It's there. It's developed. Talent alone is never enough, because you're kind of in the middle of a sea and you can go in any direction. And usually what winds up happening when you're on your own is you wind up going in circles. So having a team, you know, having somebody work on your vocal technique gives you more possibilities. Having somebody go through your lyrics with you and your performance possibilities with you, and then go through style with you, it gives you a better view.
I could do the beginning stages of it and give her some initial things, and then Profty connected her with other artists and arrangers and recording studios. And so I think it's one thing we sort of pride ourselves in at Profty is that we are the package. And really, a performer needs that, an artist needs that. We're not just vocalists learning how to belt out a note. We're not just sort of scrunching up our face and trying to look like we're into a song. We're not just imitating somebody's style. It's important for our singers to have their own style, learning other styles and imitating other styles, but then moving forward so that we're training singing artists, not just vocalists.
Yeah, oh, I love that. Absolutely love that. Because you get a glimpse of where this artist is, but you also get a sense of where this artist will go. You can hear that she was clearly singing to what needed to be done in the song, but you could also hear she could do more if she wanted to. She was able to make beautiful, beautiful choices. And not only for the song, but you know, the producer, you could hear that what she was doing allowed the producer to give even more into the track if they wanted to. And I always love listening to that. Whenever I hear an artist, especially a vocal artist, that you can hear that there's some knowledgeable restraint. Boy, that there's nothing better than that.
it's been a really beautiful journey with her, and she's worked hard. There was no substitute for that, but it was always wonderful. With a lesson, she would come back to us with something she had worked with and something she had done, so we could just take her to the next step. And then we would work together in ways that we could sort of collectively improve her performance, whether it was for a competition or whether it was for an album and a recording.
Watching my life. Can you do life? That one goes a little too light for me. Life.
All right, so watching my life.
Can you say life?
Life, okay. What? Watching my life.
Do the same thing. I'm being really picky. You know why I'm being picky? It's because you're good and you can do this. Now I want you to sing life the way you did, and I just want you to sing it a little less loud.
Watching my life.
There it is.
Okay.
The only thing that I would advise Eva or any artist similar to Eva is keep growing. And that means that sometimes you have to challenge yourself beyond what it is that you think at the moment you've got to do. And, for someone like this, it's going to be the songwriting. It's going to come from definitely the voice.
You have to always go back to the roots of what you're trying to do, knowing the history of that music. What makes the greats the greats. You have to study those things so that you aspire to those things. And then you have to have the right team of people that help guide you. A lot of times people are trying to do things with their voices that their voices just simply aren't meant to do.
Just keep challenging and saying, am I telling the story the way that I want to tell the story? And basically that story is, what does it mean to be alive at this moment in time? What does it mean for that artist, so that another artist or someone else listens to them 100 years from now, they'll know what it meant to be alive at that time.
One of the most important things I can say to any artist, whether they're young or old or whatever, is be adaptable and don't be afraid to make change. Sometimes you can find a niche and it works, but even the biggest artists, they have to reinvent themselves. Eva included. She's done a beautiful job of reinventing her physical approach to singing and her look, and that's something Profty's helped her with.
Always keep the heart of experimentation and study at the in the driving seat of your creativity.
The world changes like this now. It's just fast, and we have to be able to keep up with it. So you always need to study. Dancers know this. Dancers go to ballet class constantly to keep up their technique. And we as performers, I'm still learning and still, trying to find new ways to do things. And it's what makes my life interesting as an artist too.